So if you want to use a stick for your check-in, you can do that. Your eyes can remain open or you can close them. Begin by drawing our attention to our feet and the contact we feel with our feet on the ground, whether or not we're wearing shoes. Front to back and right to left on each foot, maybe even how much your weight is distributed on one foot versus the other. And you can facilitate this by maybe wiggling your toes a little bit, maybe trying to contract the arch of your foot a little bit, and then relaxing. Just gently drawing your attention down there and working from our feet up into our ankles and into our lower leg below the knee. How whatever happens in our foot actually works its way up into the lower leg. Might begin to feel the sway of your body as your body adjusts itself to gravity. So again, you can just gently contract and relax your muscles gently to help draw your attention to these body parts as we move up from the knees into the thighs. Front and back, inside and out. Still breathing as we do this. Working our way up into our hips, into our pelvis. Again, gently contracting and relaxing muscles. You could maybe feel yourself try to separate your feet by engaging your hips and your legs. Working our way up now into the lower trunk. Again, front and back, so maybe feeling the lower back now, the sides. Working up into the middle part of your trunk, where your diaphragm is. Feeling the diaphragm move to allow air to expand the lungs and then contract as the exhale happens and the lungs get smaller as the air leaves. Working up into the top part of the trunk, the chest and the upper back. Maybe even under the armpits. Working our way into our arms now on both sides. The upper your arms, the shoulders, if you haven't already included those. Moving our way through our elbows into our forearms, our wrists, our hands, and our fingers. And then coming back to the tops of our shoulders and into our neck. Again, an entire 360 around the neck. Moving up into the lower part of the skull and the back. Into the jawline, even the tongue area of your mouth. Up into the nasal passage and where your eyes are. All the way around the skull there. And then finally finishing with the band around the forehead and the top of the head. Just taking 2 more breaths here. Revisit any of those spots if you need to. And if your eyes are closed, you can open them. If you did have a stick, you can place it off to the side. And with 2 feet firmly planted on the floor, we'll just start with some gentle pulsing, both legs at the same time. Again, just trying to feel the softness in your hips and your knees and your ankles, nice and relaxed. Doesn't have to be fast. Doesn't have to be really deep. We'll proceed, continuing with this pulse, we'll go into a single leg. So when you're ready, pick a leg and 2, 1, and just pulse on that one leg. So same concept, we've just gone from 2 legs to 1. And in 3, 2, and 1, let's transition to the other foot. Two or 3 more, and then we'll bring both feet down and just kind of shake everything loose. We're just going to sit down now, and we're going to alternately reach a hand down to the floor. We want to try and change up where those floor touches are. So we're just going to gently sit toward the floor. Maybe the first couple you're not going to be able to actually touch the floor. Or we're just trying to reach as we sit down, feeling that adjustment as we move the arms maybe across our body or to the side of our body. What happens as we try to hold our balance? Again, trying to make it as much of a sit as we can so we're not just bending over at the waist. One more time with each hand. No transition, same concept. We're going to reach with both hands, but we'll alternate the leg that we're going to reach down with. So we're going to try and do single leg balance, and then we're just going to reach down with both hands, alternating from the right leg to the left leg and back again, trying to bend at the hip, the knee, at the ankle, seeing how low you can get toward the floor. One more on each leg. We're going to walk forward and backward now. We're going to try to really emphasize the heel-toe feel as we move forward, and then the toe-heel feel as we move back. And we're going to try and walk on a tightrope line, trying to bring the toe to the heel, the heel to the toe as we move forward, and then the toe to the heel as we move backward. Standing nice and tall. Just finish whatever direction you're moving in. You can shake it out gently. And in a single leg balance, we're just going to drive the bus. So arms are going to reach in opposite direction. Pick a leg to balance on. And then we're just going to swing those arms, trying to reach as far as we can from one end to the other without disturbing our balance or the posture that we have through our spine. Somehow coordinating your breath with the movements. One more time in each direction on this leg. And then when you're ready, you can transition to the other leg, continuing with your arms. And again, one more time in each direction with the arms. And then you can plant both feet down, shake it loose, and we're going to just sidestep. And we can emphasize that balance on each foot. Or if you want to make it a long and quick step, you can do that. Just give yourself a little variety as you move side to side. One more time in each side. And then we'll work on a grapevine step or carioca. So we're just going to cross in front, step to the side, and then cross behind. Moving to your right and to your left in the space that you have. And then as you're ready, we'll just drop our hips down each time we do a cross step, whether it's from behind or across the front. Just feeling that gentle twist in the hips as you lower your hips down to the floor. Trying to keep our shoulders, hips, knees, and toes pointing straight ahead as we do this. One more time in each direction. All right. So you will need handheld weights and a band. And we'll spend some time on the floor as well as doing things on our feet. It'll be a lot of single limb movement for the weight stuff. So we're going to start with a hinge, and we're going to emphasize one arm at a time. So if I had weight in my hand, I'd hold it in front of me. We'll start with our left hand. And we're going to feel those 3 points of contact, and we're just going to hinge forward as far as we comfortably can, and then right back up. So we're going to weight one side only, and then hinge up and down from there. Okay? Then we'll switch and do the same thing using the other arm as an emphasis. Again, be mindful of those 3 contact points. We'll start in 10 seconds. Get yourself organized. Starting in 3, 2, and 1. Here we go. Slow is smooth. Smooth will become fast, so don't worry about your pace too much as long as you're in control of it and the pace isn't overwhelming you. 15 more seconds. Three, 2, and 1. Shake everything loose. We'll repeat that same thing, but using the right arm instead of the left, or the opposite arm if you started with the right arm. Everything's the same. We've just moved the weight from one arm to the other. We'll start in 5 seconds. Find your position. 2, 1, and here we go. Trying to feel equally proficient, regardless of which arm we're emphasizing. Remember, those hips sit back a little bit in order to accommodate that hinge and protect the lower back. Want to engage the legs. 15 more seconds. Three, 2, and 1. And we're going to go to the floor. We'll be on our backs. We're going to do a bridge. You can either do a bridge hold or you can gently raise and lower your hips. So again, we want those heels close to our hips. We're going to try and pull the toes up as we drive the heels down. We'll start in 10 seconds. A bridge up and down or a bridge hold, starting in 3, 2, and 1. You can keep your arms on the floor or you can put them somewhere else to add a balance challenge as you prefer. Feel your head lengthen along the floor beneath you. Continue to breathe. Keep the shoulders relaxed. Ten more seconds. Three, 2, and 1. And hips down. We'll remain on our backs. Leg raises, both legs at the same time. Supporting your lower back with your hands under your hips if you need it. You adjust the range of motion for your leg swing to accommodate whatever you need to accommodate. We'll start in 5 seconds. In 2, 1, here we go. Keep breathing. 15 seconds left. Three, 2, and 1. Rolling over to one side to press yourself up. We'll grab our bands next. The band can be placed anywhere between your wrist and your elbow. We're going to keep the arms in a low position with our palms facing in. You can do a hold, you can do a pulse, or you can do an out and back. But in every case, we're trying to keep the band from doing this. We want to keep tension on the band the entire time. Okay, here we go. In 3, 2, and 1. Mind that position of your spine. A static hold, an out and back, or a pulse. 15 more seconds. Three, two, and one. Catch your breath, grab a drink, place that band off to the side, then we'll grab a single weight again. We'll do a deadlift this time. So again, as we hold the weight, we're just going to lower that weight between our legs, allowing our hips and our knees and our ankles to bend. Just like so, okay? So whatever weight you want to have in your hands, go ahead and grab that. We'll start in 15 seconds. Give a front view this time, I guess. We'll start in 5 seconds. Keep that weight close and in front, and here we go. Fifteen more seconds. Three, two, and one. Shake it loose. We're going to repeat that same thing, switching to the other arm. Again, the closer you can keep that weight to you, the more mechanically efficient you'll be. We'll start in 5 seconds. In 2, 1, and here we go. Again, think about being as smooth as you can. You know what's happening with your body and how you need to take care of it. "15 seconds left. Three, two, and one. Place the weights off to the side. We will go back to the floor. We will do a bridge again. We're going to hold the bridge position and we're going to flutter our arms this time. Okay, so the arms are going to be active as we hold the bridge. So we'll start with that. Find your way to the floor on your back. We'll start in 15 seconds. Again, driving the heels into the floor to get the hips to come up, trying to pull the toes up as well. And then work that range of motion with your shoulders, keeping your shoulders relaxed. Here we go in 3, 2, and 1. Fluttering those arms as we hold that bridge position. "15 more seconds. Three, two, and 1. And hips down. This time as we lie on our back, we'll support our back with our hands if necessary. And we're going to flutter our legs. So leg flutters. Leg position can be high or low to the ground, your choice. And then moving up and down from there. We'll start in 5 seconds. In 2, 1, here we go. Inhale and exhale. 15 more seconds. Three, 2, and 1. And once again, rolling to one side. Push yourself up. We'll grab our bands again. Same pull apart as we did before with all the same options, but instead of having our arms low, we'll keep them up at shoulder height. So you can do a hold, you can do a pulse, or you can do an out and in. Again, adjusting wherever you want that band to be, keeping tension with the palms facing one another. Here we go in 3, 2, and 1. Draw those shoulders down, even though you're holding your arms up. Fifteen more seconds. Three, 2, and 1. Go ahead and catch a breath and catch a drink. We'll start the next round. So it'll be single arm again. We're going to squat. This is what we're going to do. We're going to take the weight from the side. We're going to pull it up, sit down, stand up, and then let the weight down. So pull it up, sit down, stand up, and let it down. You can do it that way, or you can pull it up like this and then drop your elbows underneath. So depending what your shoulders are allowing you to do, you can do that either way to get the weight from the bottom to the top. Single arm emphasis though. We'll start in 10 seconds. Starting in 5, 2, 1, here we go. Keep breathing. 15 seconds left. Three, 2, and 1. And same concept, we'll just switch to the other arm. Again, the weight can be brought up kind of like an arm curl, or you can pull it up kind of with your shoulder, like you're rowing up and then dropping your elbow underneath. Either way works. We'll start in 5 seconds. In 2, 1, here we go. "15 seconds left." 3, 2, and 1. Okay, we'll go back to the floor. So we'll first start with a bridge again. We'll hold it and we'll drive the bus. So it'll be the same arm pattern that we move for the prep. Drive the bus in the plane of your body as we hold that up position of the bridge. We'll start in 15 seconds. Starting in 10. Get your foot position, pull those toes up, get ready to drive those heels down. Arms prepared, 2, 1, and here we go. Holding a strong, stable bridge as we swing those arms out and around along the floor in the plane of our body. Ten more seconds. 3, 2, and 1. We'll remain on our backs. This time we'll do a scissor kick with the legs only. So again, supporting your back with your hands under your hips if you need that. We'll spread our legs apart, then crisscross at the middle. The legs can be high or low to the floor, your choice. Starting in 5 seconds. In 2, 1, here we go. Fifteen more seconds. 3, 2, and 1. And rolling again to one side. Press yourself up. Grabbing our bands. Same sequence as before. When we did the low position and the shoulder position, you can go back to either of those, or this time we'll go hands high or arms high. Again, the palms are facing in no matter what. Overhead if you can, otherwise either of the last two positions. Again, think about your posture. Anchor your feet to the floor. We'll start in 5 seconds. In 2, 1, here we go. Watch your lower back. Try not to arch your back. Try not to let your neck crane forward. Keep those shoulders down and relaxed. 15 more seconds. Three, two, and one. Arms down. Grab a drink and catch your breath. So as we grab that weight again, we're going to add all three of the movements that we've done in sequence. So it'll be a hinge, followed by the deadlift, followed by the squat. And then we'll repeat going back to hinge, deadlift, and squat, okay? So you might want to defer the weight to what you need for the hinge, even though you're going to be stronger doing the deadlift and squat. The weight that you'd use for the deadlift or the squat will feel very heavy if you're doing it with the hinge. So I just don't want you to surprise yourself if you get caught in a precarious position. So again, in sequence, it'll be the hinge, followed by the deadlift, followed by that squat, holding the weight at shoulder height. We'll start in 5 seconds. In 3, 2, and 1. Here we go. Halfway. Fifteen more seconds. Three, two, and 1. So we'll repeat the same thing using the other arm. Again, just try to get a flow pattern started and just try to make that as smooth as you can as you move from one movement to the next and to the next. We'll start in 15 seconds. Hinge, deadlift, and squat starting in 5, 2, 1. Here we go. Halfway. Fifteen more seconds. Three, two, and 1. And we'll make our way to the floor. So again, we'll be in the bridge position. We're going to do a bridge hold. And then we're going to do a Pilates-like pulse with our arms, keeping our arms close to the ground as we do so. Okay? Find your way to the floor. We'll start in about 20 seconds. Holding that bridge position and then pulsing our arms. Starting in 10 seconds. Organize those feet, pull those toes up, dry those hips down, and here we go. Pulsing the arms. Keep breathing. 10 more seconds. Three, two, and one. Hips down. We'll now make the letter X with our legs. So again, hand support under your pelvis for your back if you need that. And then we're opening and closing our legs at diagonals from one another. We'll begin in 10 seconds. Find your hand position if you need it. Legs can be high or close to the floor. In 3, 2, and 1. Here we go. Ten seconds left. 3, 2, and 1. And rolling to one side to push yourself up. Grabbing our bands. We will draw the bow. As we do so, the stable arm, the leading arm, the straight arm can be anywhere from this position to here. And then we're just going to pull back from that position. So you can, depending on your shoulders, anywhere from in the plane of your body here to forward here. Okay, your choice. That arm is just holding stability as the other one when one pulls back on it. Starting in 5 seconds. 2, 1, here we go. Keep those shoulders down no matter where your arm position is. Ten more seconds. 3, 2, and 1. Shake everything loose. We'll repeat that same thing with the opposite arms, changing their role. Everything else is the same in terms of how you're holding yourself. Feet on the ground, good posture, continuing to breathe. None of that changes. We'll start in 5 seconds. Find that position. 2, 1, here we go. Ten seconds left. 3, 2, and 1. Place that band off to the side, grab a drink if you need it, and grab your sticks. So again, you can play with the width that you want your hands to be on the stick. Just want to make sure it's equally distanced from the center. So as we hold it here, we're in good postural position. We're just going to shoulder roll forward and backward. So just alternating backward and then moving forward. Nice and loose, keeping that spine nice and long. Coordinate your breath with this movement. One more time in each direction. Very good. Okay, we're going to move into a side lean position. So we'll take the stick up over our heads. And again, being mindful of this position between your head and your arms. We want to maintain that. We're just going to gently swing over from side to side. Just gently finding where that end range of motion is. Just being curious about this part now. One more time in each direction, then we'll finish at the top. Holding this position, we're going to lean to our right. And then when we get to that furthest point, we're going to press further with the left arm, the top arm, and we're going to resist with the right or the bottom arm. But we're trying to get our bodies to move over just a little further, feeling that tension with the arms. Feeling those ribs open up a little bit. And then we'll relax. And now we'll pull down with the bottom arm, the right arm, and we'll resist with the top arm, the left arm. Not doing a very good job. Here we go. That's better, Jude. And then relax. Come up to center. Let's drop the stick down. Give ourselves a little break. We'll do that same concept moving over to the left. So we'll start when we get over to the left. We'll press over with our right hand and resist with our left. So stick up overhead, lean to your left. Once you find that end point, then press further with the right arm and resist with the left. Trying to get the body to go over. And now let's change it. Pull with the left and resist with the right. And then relax, come up to center, drop that stick down, shake everything loose. So same concept, but now we're just going to twist. So we're going to keep the stick at shoulder height, and we're just going to gently, loosely swing and pivot to the right and to the left. No tension at all. We're just seeking out those end ranges of motion. We're using our eyes to guide how far we can twist. We're letting our feet come up off the floor so we can pivot and turn our hips. One more time to each side. And then arms down. So as we did with the side lean, we'll start moving to the right. Once we get to that furthest end point, we'll continue to push with the left arm across as we resist with the right arm, okay? So let's bring the stick up. Turn and pivot to your right. When you find that end point, then push with the left arm, resist with the right. Use your eyes to look further. And now switch it, pull with the right arm and resist with the left. Keep those shoulders relaxed and down. And relax, back to center. Drop the stick down, shake it loose. So we'll go to the left this time. Once we find that end range, then we're going to push with the right arm and resist with the left. So stick up at shoulder height, turn to your left, find that end point. When you're there, push with the right arm, resist with the left. And now pull with the left and resist with the right. And then relax, come back to center, arms down, shake it loose. And then again, finding a comfortably wide grip with your stick. We're going to raise that stick up to our head, maintaining 3 points of contact, and then pulling it back without breaking in the elbows. You want to keep the elbows straight without locking them out. Really working on the shoulders. Again, we're not craning our necks forward to get range. We're just holding that good spinal position. And then bring that stick forward and down. So you can keep the stick there, or you can go a little bit closer to the center with each hand. That'll make the stretch a little more extreme. And as you're ready, we'll bring that stick up overhead. And then once again, behind if you can. Still able to breathe as we hold this position. And then out to the front and down. And we'll do that one more time. So again, either of those 2 points, or if you want to take it a little closer one final time, then we'll bring that stick up. And as far back as you comfortably can, depending on what kind of stretch you want to feel. Maintaining those 3 contact points, good spinal alignment. Feet are well anchored into the floor. We're not arching our backs. And bring that stick down. And then one final time, we'll just gently allow the stick to glide along our legs. We're just going to hinge down gently, keeping that stick close to your legs. Find that bottom point and just hold it there for a moment. Take a breath there, maybe 2. And then draw that stick back up as you come up from that hinge, keeping it close. Then we're going to raise that stick up along our trunk. When we're at that high point, we'll drop our elbows down, press the stick up over our head with a big inhale. And with a big exhale, bring that stick out and down to the front. And well done. We'll call that one done for today. Good job.